I've been through hell. It was clear. For me, it was set that I'm going to become a world class.
New undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Francis the Predator Ngannou.
If I win, this is going to mean something for real for me.
I don't know, I'm looking at those legs. They don't look that skinny to me.
Hey fight fans, what's up? We hope you're doing well and thank you for joining us for another Ultimate Fighting Breakdown. Today's feature is the upcoming heavyweight showdown between former friends turned rivals, Francis Ngannou and Ciryl Gane. There's no love lost between these former training partners, and at UFC 270, one man will walk away with a unified belt as the baddest man on the planet. Now let's dive into the breakdown, shall we? Roots of the rivalry. Whenever two former training partners face each other in the octagon, bad blood has a part to play. While there is definitely negativity between these two fighters, the feud in this fight actually stems from a conflict between Ngannou and Fernand Lopez, who coached both Ngannou and Gane once upon a time. Now as both men enter the peak of their careers, they find themselves on opposing ends, holding on to something the other dearly covets. Gane, the interim champ, while Ngannou, who once carried the undisputed strap, now looks to unify the belts and solidify his role as heavyweight champion of the world. However, there is one man who will be anxiously waiting on the sidelines to be proven right, or proven petty. Stay tuned to find out just who that man is and why he's invested in this fight. Fernand Lopez went on record to state that Francis was letting his ego get the better of him during the lead-up to the Stipe fight. Lopez felt that Ngannou was hell-bent on using instinct and tremendous power to land one shot on Stipe despite Lopez's warnings. On that fateful day when Stipe got his hand raised for a record-breaking 3 title defenses at heavyweight, Francis Ngannou would have his last fight as a student of Lopez.
When Francis did lost the belt against Stipe Miocic, I got blasted.
As the criticism went from bad to worse, Lopez accused Francis of throwing him under the bus in the court of public opinion by agreeing that it was his coaching staff who didn't prepare him properly. Francis essentially betrayed Lopez, according to the coach.
Fernand, what's your relationship like with Francis Ngannou? Have you still any sort of relationship at all with Francis?
No, no.
Francis, on the other hand, has often taken the high road and simply stated that his former coach has a compulsion to chase fame, which was at the root of their eventual split. Ngannou referred to arguments between the two over Ngannou's Instagram followers, which soared after his success in the UFC and dwarfed Lopez's numbers. Ngannou explained to MMA Junkie that a coach's role is to be a coach, and that if he wants the spotlight, he should be inside the octagon, where the spotlight is. Francis responded to claims that he had betrayed teammate Gane and didn't pay membership as Tall Tales, saying he didn't even know Gane as long as they claimed. In response, Lopez posted a picture on Instagram of him signing papers with Ngannou in which he calls Ngannou intellectually poor. According to Francis, attacks like this are what led to his frosty reaction to Gane and Lopez backstage at UFC 268. What do you guys think? Y'all team Francis or team Lopez? Keep watching as we break down the two fighters involved in this upcoming Battle of the Behemoths. Francis Ngannou. Hard-hitting, explosive, straight-up terrifying. These are just some of the words to describe Francis Ngannou. If you haven't heard by now, he hits like a Ford Escort, has never been finished, and has a resume absolutely stacked with outrageous finishes. The man is a finisher, never needing the judges to secure a victory. After a meteoric crash through the heavyweight division when he signed for the UFC, Francis walked his way to a title shot with consensus heavyweight GOAT Stipe Miocic. Up to this point, Ngannou had been able to just touch his opponents with one big one and put them to sleep. That all changed when Stipe got a hold of Francis's legs and was able to ground the powerful Ngannou and wear him down. After a thorough schooling, Ngannou would lose to Lewis as well, actually saying the Stipe fight traumatized him into inaction. However, a new coach and a new approach reawakened the Predator, and with those losses firmly in the rearview mirror, Ngannou pummeled his way through Curtis Blades, the legendary Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, and fellow Demolition Man Jairzinho Rozenstruik. With redemption on the horizon, Ngannou 2.0 stepped into the octagon to once again fight Stipe Miocic for the belt. This time, we saw Ngannou use a whole new level of takedown defense and patience, which combined with that inhuman power, inevitably led to a new heavyweight king by the end of the evening. Ciryl Gane. The UFC often boasts that it has the best fighters on the planet under their banner. A large part of that is bringing in talents like Ciryl Gane, who is a breath of fresh air in the heavyweight division. Gane and Ngannou are both huge statements on how far the heavyweight division has come since the days when Roy Nelson was a top dog.
You think no, I can manage the power. So maybe it should to be a smart fighter at this day.
Could we be seeing the emergence of a whole new breed of heavyweight? Ciryl Gane is the prized possession of MMA Factory, according to head coach Fernand Lopez. This is down to Ciryl being untouchable in the octagon, a style that Lopez wanted for his former disciple Ngannou against Miocic, and that encapsulates the style he tries to teach. Can't really argue the effectiveness of that when Ciryl Gane is floating and stinging his opponents from the first minute to the last. Look out for the sheer fluidity and creativity in his striking game, having been compared to middleweights because of his excellent mobility. He also has tremendous cardio, quite happily playing the matador for 25 minutes if necessary. As fate would have it, Gane would use his impeccable striking skill against opponent after opponent, most recently dissecting Derek Lewis in his own hometown before securing a finish that would win him the interim heavyweight championship. Fighter attributes. Both fighters are excellent strikers for entirely different reasons. Gane is by far the technical superior, very rarely losing form or being goaded into brawls. Gane is most comfortable on the outside, picking his shots, working the jab, attacking the legs, and wearing away at his opponent. Elite precision and timing make it very hard to beat Gane at a point-scoring contest, so Ngannou will need to close the gap and get right in Gane's face. That could work perfectly for Ngannou, whose one-punch power and unrivaled ferocity can end a fight in a blink. Usually throwing haymakers in 3 or 4 punch combos, Ngannou tends to overwhelm his opponents with danger before connecting with one shot to end it all. In the clinch, Ngannou will likely be the stronger man, which would probably make for the best chances to land that fight-ending shot in close quarters. Breaking it down by the numbers, Ciryl has roughly double the output of Ngannou, landing 5.37 strikes a minute to Ngannou's 2.54 strikes per minute. You'll also find that Ngannou's 45% striking defense doesn't compare well against Gane's, who boasts a 62% striking defense. These numbers support the theory that Ngannou cannot allow Gane to dictate the fight from the outside, as he can and will pick his opponent off and glide out of danger given the time and space. However, with his last 7 wins coming by KO TKO, 45% striking accuracy from Ngannou seemed to be more than sufficient to get the job done. As a fan of the sport, these nuanced stylistic matchups are what we live for. Who will be the first to implement their will and game plan? Neither man is much of a grappler. Gane with a measly 20% takedown accuracy, though does boast a perfect takedown defense. You'd be hard-pressed to find a fight where Ngannou is shot for a takedown. However, 0.2 takedowns landed per 15 minutes suggest he's at least tried at some point.
Francis knows I know how to take away his power. What do you think he means by that?
Well, maybe by going to the floor, because that's what I know.
That said, today's fun fact is... Fun fact. By his debut for the UFC, Ngannou entered that bout with more submissions than KOs. Did that surprise you? What are the chances Ngannou will be able to submit Gane? Prediction. These kinds of fights are usually so predictable that they become unpredictable. So let's expand on that. We all know what Francis is going to come out and try to do. We all know what Gane is about. The elements involved in this fight, the chance of an instant KO, a rushing Ngannou, high tensions, and a cool, calm, and collected Ciryl Gane. All accounted for as expected. However, where it becomes unpredictable is where you realize both these men are unprecedented kinds of fighters. Gane is capable of the KO, yet will happily play the matador to Ngannou's charging bull. Ngannou, on the other hand, will be leading the dance, looking to rush in from the center of the octagon and end the fight with one shot. The odds for this fight reflect this unpredictability. According to MMA Fighting, Ngannou first entering as a -190 favorite. However, at the time of this video as we approach the fight, he is now a +110 underdog. Gane's recent fight with heavy-hitting heavyweight Derek Lewis pushed his stock from underdog status to a -130 favorite. Tight margins, indeed. Depending on where you look, the odds may have shifted closer to a pick'em. What do you guys think? Does the Matador dazzle the Raging Bull into submission? Or will the sheer ferocity within the bull win the day? If you've made it all the way to the end of this video with us, then we'd like to give you guys a massive thank you, and we appreciate every last one of you fight fans. If you haven't already, it would mean a lot to us if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel so we could grow and deliver the best content possible. Hope you guys are looking forward to this fight. Take care. Until next time.